Critics often say that Bitcoin is too volatile. It'll never work. Never?
One, it's way too volatile for me.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's not going to happen. It's far too volatile.
Bitcoin's way too volatile.
But you and I both know that that same volatility is what is going to drive Bitcoin's price to $1 million. Did he just say will? Like it's not a prediction? In 2013, 2017, and 2021, Bitcoin had booming cycles. It was like July 4th for like 3 months. Fireworks, explosions, music, fun, FOMO. In 2013, it surged thousands of percent before tanking 80%. In 2017, it rocketed to 20K and then tumbled down to 3K. And that was a very sad, sad time. In 2021, it hit $69,000 and then plummeted down to 10 or 15. Each crash felt like death, and yet the next floor always sat higher than the last. And that's the part that most people miss. They come out of the gate guns a-blazing talking about how Bitcoin's volatility is so unstable and so undesirable that it could never be a store of wealth. What they fail to understand is that Bitcoin's volatility isn't a design failure. It's a heartbeat. It's turbulence that signals growth. And Bitcoin, I think, still has plenty of erratic behavior left in the tank. I'm Oshins. This is Beyond Bitcoin. You're going to want to buckle up for this one because we got a bumpy ride.
Given the recent volatility in the price,
there is no volatility.
Okay.
The only volatility is how many dollars people are willing to give you for it. It's the exchange price that's volatile. Is the dollar volatile?
Less than Bitcoin, yeah. But
I would argue it's not. Because if I had, let's say, $10 and I wanted to go buy goods and services in 2020, January of 2020, and I showed up today and I wanted to buy $10 worth of goods and services, I could buy less, right? The dollar has devalued against those goods and services.
But couldn't you say the same thing about Bitcoin? Like if you're using that as a way to, if you're comparing them to goods and services.
Bitcoin in 2020, if I have the one Bitcoin, right? And now I try to go buy something, I can buy more goods and services with that one Bitcoin. The purchasing power of Bitcoin appreciates over time. The purchasing power of the dollar depreciates.
So it could be that it increases in value over time, but also that it's more volatile.
But it's not volatile. That's the key, is we think of volatility as an exchange rate, right? So for example, people look at the housing market. How many dollars will somebody give me for this house in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022? But the house is not volatile. The house is a house, got four walls, got a roof, and people still live in it. The volatility is the exchange rate to dollars.
Volatility is just how wildly something moves. It's the difference between one position to the next, and the measurement of that distance, and the speed in which it happens. That's volatility. On this chart comparing Bitcoin to gold, you see gold is like a calm river, and Bitcoin is the raging rapids. Now, which one feels like it's got more life in it? It's important to understand that volatility doesn't exist within a vacuum of a day, a month, or even a year. For you to understand that Bitcoin's volatility is a feature, not a bug, you need to look at the big picture.
A couple weeks ago, Bitcoin was over $109,000. And then last night, it moved back down to $91,000. Now, most people are frightened by this extreme volatility, and understandably so. The downside volatility can be very uncomfortable. Who likes watching a significant chunk of their wealth fall 16% in a short period of time? But Bitcoin's volatility is not due to the inherent instability of Bitcoin. Contrary to its price, Bitcoin itself is actually the most stable and most predictable asset in the world. It has no CEO, no management team, no earnings to hit, and no competitors competing for its profits. Bitcoin is a physical bearer asset, something you can physically hold without counterparty risk, like gold. And it has no dilution risk. It's the only asset with a predetermined supply distribution schedule and an immutably fixed total supply. So why is Bitcoin's price so volatile if the asset itself is not changing? Companies go up and down because the present value of their future cash flows changes. Bonds go up and down on default risk and inflation expectations. However, Bitcoin seems to have a mind of its own. Why is it so volatile if it doesn't change? It's the humans that are volatile, clearly. A large majority of capital in the world has no idea how to price Bitcoin.
This isn't just true for financial assets. Volatility is around you in everyday life. Take avocados. One week they're $1.25, the next week they're $3. Airline prices fluctuate at the whims of supply and demand. Gas at the pump is super volatile, moving up and down like a bobblehead. Your Uber ride will surge during a downpour. These are all examples of daily volatility. No one is screaming on MSNBC that gas prices are too volatile.
Gas prices are too volatile.
And yet when Bitcoin pumps, or dumps, or jiggles even, suddenly it's a scandal. And this process happens not just in assets, not just in prices, but in life itself. A flower, for instance, grows fast, it blooms, and then spends the rest of its life withering away. A toddler switches its feelings like a mood ring, but an adult rationalizes their temper, hopefully. And this metaphor extends out from the macro to the micro. As Michael Saylor puts it in this clip, volatility is vitality. Check this out.
We also don't see, a 30% correction in a day on the gold front. So again, as a store of wealth for someone who wants to sleep well at night, how do you get over that? Those massive corrections that we just don't see in the gold market.
First of all, I think that the massive corrections are becoming less massive year by year, quarter by quarter, month by month. The market in Bitcoin is stabilizing as more institutions come into it. And I think we can see it over the past 12 months. Second, I think that everything that's living on this earth is volatile, and things that are dead are not volatile. And so I would much rather have a volatile 300% return than a non-volatile 15% return or a lesser return. And there's least volatility in cash with a 0% return. So stability is stagnation, volatility is vitality. Living things are volatile. I like living things. I want to live.
So over time, it's likely that we'll see Bitcoin's volatility slow down and mature. Just like middle-aged men will move slower and more calculated than a toddler chasing a freshly blown flock of bubbles. Ah, how sweet. It's all a matter of time. And if your view of time is short, like a toddler, then you're going to be chasing bubbles that blow away and pop. And Bitcoin's volatility is actually calming over cycles. See this historical chart of Bitcoin's volatility? Peaks were wild early on. Now, the swings are much flatter. Moreover, realized volatility has dropped to some of its lowest levels in the last 6 years. And as this pattern continues, the next ceiling could be 250K, 500K, or even $1 million. I'm not predicting it, I'm just pointing out how growth cycles tend to evolve. It's like the money version of puberty, without all the weird voice shifting.
Here's your taco, mister. Whoops.
Okay. Now, Bitcoin may be volatile, but your signal should not be. Sat123.com keeps you connected anywhere. Desert, mountain, off-grid hike. No drop calls, no excuses. And if you go to sat123.com right now and you put the promo code in simply, you'll get 15% off your purchase. They offer all kinds of great survival gear like Faraday bags, solar power panels, and also satellite phones. Stay calm, stay sovereign, stay connected. Sat123.com. So the magic of volatility is Bitcoin's mechanism for price discovery. Every test, every crash leaves Bitcoin stronger on the other side. As you may know, a flat line means you're dead, but a heartbeat means you're alive. Volatility is Bitcoin's pulse. It's just staying alive and evolving. Maybe that's the biggest misunderstanding, is that volatility doesn't mean failure. It means that it's living. So next time someone tells you that Bitcoin is too volatile in a conversation,
yeah, but Bitcoin is way too volatile.
show them what true volatility feels like. They're missing the essence of life in their simple throwaway analysis. Volatility is how Bitcoin grew from pennies to $100,000. And how it will grow even further.
Don't be afraid of Bitcoin volatility. The dollar isn't stable. It literally loses 2% of its purchasing power every year. That means the dollar gets weaker by 2% every year by the Fed's mandate. The dollar has lost 99% of its purchasing power since 1913, and it's going to continue to lose value. It's not that Bitcoin is volatile, it's that dollars are volatile compared to Bitcoin. As Bitcoiners say all the time, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. We know Bitcoin's monetary policy till 2140. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin, and that won't change. It's not that Bitcoin is volatile, it's that the fiat world is volatile against Bitcoin.
And if you want to ride Bitcoin's future without wrestling with a home rig, check out sasmining.com. Sasmining.com allows you to own your own mining machine, keep the sats as they handle the hosting and power sustainably. It's mining made easy. Head to sasmining.com and book a call with one of their expert team members and start mining today. Everyone gets Bitcoin's volatility wrong. It's not chaos, it's a heartbeat, a signal that something is alive, growing, and maybe just getting started. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure to hit that like button below, or you can subscribe to the Simply Bitcoin channel for more content like this. We're coming out with it every single day. Am I right? Every single day. New shows, new content just for you. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell for updates on when videos come out. I'm Oshins. This is Beyond Bitcoin. Until next time.